Hello, Stitchy friends. How's everybody doing? Today is Monday, August 24th, 2026. My name is Andrew. This is my dog Winston, and you are here at the Runner Stitcher. This is my channel where I talk primarily about my cross-stitch journey, a little bit about running as well. And I'm just so glad you're here. Thank you for stopping by to spend a little bit of time with us today. I really do appreciate it. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you enjoy the projects that you see. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back and just seeing what I've been up to this last week. So this is my weekly cross-stitch update of the projects that I've worked on in the last week, and I do actually have 5 whips to share with you today. Probably about an average stitchy week for me, but I'm excited to share what I was up to. So welcome. We're gonna just kind of get right into it and get started. So as you know, for the month of August, I have been highlighting a kit from Riolis, and it's been a lot of fun to share those kits with you and to see like all the reactions to them and to hear what Riolis kits you're stitching on or what you're working on currently. It's been a lot of fun. So today I'm really excited because when Riolis reached out to me about sending a couple of kits, they brought up that they actually have a sister brand called Aine, A-I-N-E, and I'd never heard of that brand of kits before, and so they offered to send me one of those kits to share with you all today. And I'm really excited because I really liked this kit when I saw it, and they have a number of projects on that site that the style is a little bit different than Riolis, and I think that's why they kind of kept the brand separate. But definitely check it out. Check out their site. I'll have it linked below. And feel free to look at all the wonderful cross-stitch kits that they have there. But the kit that I am going to share today is called Rainy London. And here is what this looks like. It's this beautiful full coverage London scene called Rainy London. Here is the name of the brand. And this just, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this has to be the one. For those of you who don't know, I will be running the London Marathon in 2027. That will be in April of 2027, all things going according to plan. But I'm really excited about that, and I saw this kit and I thought this would be the perfect project to start leading up to that and sort of stitch in preparation for my trip. I've never been to London before, but I'm really excited to go, and I think this kit will be a wonderful addition to my stash and to my collection and to my whips once I get it started. So this is Rainy London. This does come with a 14 count blue Aida, and then it does have the wool acrylic threads. So look at all those beautiful colors. That is just wonderful. I cannot wait to get to those. But it looks like it's set up similar to the Riolis kits, and so I'm very excited. But this is Rainy London, and this is the kit I wanted to highlight this week. Again, if you use the code Andrew15 on Riolis.com, I believe you can also use it on their site on aim.com as well, but you'll get 15% off of your order, and feel free to shop around and see what they all have. So that is my highlight for the week. I'm super excited. The other thing that has me super excited this week is we crossed another threshold on this channel. We have now reached 9,000 subscribers, and again, I am just completely blown away. It means so much to me. I never ever thought this channel would have that many followers or that many people would be interested in checking in with me or hearing about my cross-stitch journey, and more importantly, sharing in this cross-stitch hobby with me. But I am so glad that each and every one of you are here. So I'm just saying a huge thank you, and for reaching 9,000 subscribers, I do want to do 9 giveaways today. So there's a lot of chances for you to win something today. So we're going to go through the 9 giveaways right now, and I'll have, for each giveaway, I'll have a keyword that you'll use in the comment below. And please be a subscriber to the channel. I will be checking that. And you'll have to be 18 years of age or older because I'll be mailing these items, so I'll need to get your mailing address. And please don't use the words like me please or giveaway or free or anything like that. We want these to go to stitchers who are actually going to use these items. And so that's the giveaway rules. Let's just jump right into the giveaways. Now, this first item is something I've given away a couple of times on this channel, and it seems like people are always interested in receiving them. This is the floss card that I use for my full coverage piece to kit it up. So it's still in the packaging, but it's got the spot for your floss here on the side. It has these little cards that you can write the DMC number or the symbols on them, And I just find this so helpful. It's got a space for the needles to kind of sit in so that you don't have to be threading your needle all the time, and I just love it. So if you're interested in this floss card, use the word card, C-A-R-D, and you'll be entered to win this item. Now I will be doing this giveaway next week. I'll pull the winners, so you have about a week to enter this giveaway. So if you're watching it later than that, you probably missed the cutoff, but hopefully you're watching it within the first week. The second item I have is one of my favorite sizes of Q-Snap. This is an 11 by 11 Q-Snap. This is not the Q-Snap brand, but this is from Artiste. That's the brand that they have, but it's an 11 by 11 Q-Snap, and it looks very similar to the brand Q-Snap, but yeah, so I think it'll work just the same. I have a number of these, and so I would like to give this one away. If you're interested in this one, use the word SNAP, S-N-A-P. And I did forget to say, but those two giveaways for the physical items, they will be US only. I apologize for that, but just with the shipping costs these days, they will be US only. The next set of patterns that I have are just paper patterns, so I can ship them anywhere in the world. So these are open to everyone. So feel free to enter for any of these patterns. The first one, well, the next two are from the same company. They're called the Stitching Studio. And they are charts that sort of are companion pieces, I would say, but a little different. You'll see what I mean. But the first one I'm going to give away is called Mouth of the Flower. And here's what it looks like. And when you look at it like this, you see the image of the face, obviously. But when you actually zoom in a little bit, you will notice that the face is made up of flowers, and then the nose is a butterfly, and even the lips are a flower. And it's kind of this like unique play on the words. So this does have a full DMC list on the back of the chart, but this is the next giveaway called Mouth of the Flower. And for this one, use the word butterfly to be entered to win in this one. Next up, we have the companion piece, which is called Family of Birds. And this one, if you're interested in winning this one, use the keyword tree. And so again, if you look back here, you'll see that you see the face in the image, but if you actually zoom in, you will see that this is a tree, and there's some birds in the nest in the tree, and there's a bird flying here for her eye, and it's just this kind of like really cool take on a silhouette of someone. But so yeah, if you're interested in this one, use the keyword tree, T-R-E-E. For the fifth giveaway, we have a book that came in a box that I ordered a number of years ago. So these patterns might be available somewhere else as well, but this was called the Neon Goth box, and I think it was from Starlight Stitchery. Oh yeah, it's right on the back, Starlight Stitchery. So this is a pattern booklet that came with the box, and I would like to give this away. So there are a number of different patterns in here. We've got patterns from Flossie Fox Shop, from Lola Crow, from the Witchy Stitcher, from the Stitch Crypt. There's Noctiflora Designs. There's a lot in here. So I'm not going to highlight every pattern that's in here, but like here is the Flossie Fox Shop pattern that came with this book. And I'm going to try not to show any of the charts here, but we've also got this pattern from the Witchy Stitcher, which is really cool, but they're all done, most of them are done on black Aida, and then they call for like neon DMC colors. So if you are interested in winning this pattern, use the word neon, N-E-O-N, and I'm just trying to see if I can find maybe one more example. This one is called Neon Night Watcher, and this is from the Stitch Crypt. So that's like one more example of what would come in this pattern booklet. But if you're interested in winning this, use the keyword neon, N-E-O-N. The next giveaway I have is a chart that I really, really love, and I would love to stitch it someday. I just don't know if I'm ever going to have the time. So I would like to give it away to someone who would really want to stitch it. This is called Little Women, and here is what this pattern looks like. Obviously, it's all of the Little Women from the book, and I think this is just beautiful. Like I said, I would love to stitch this someday, but I just don't know when I'm gonna have the time. So this is designed from Michael Jolly. So if you're interested in this, use the keyword dress, D-R-E-S-S, for the Little Women pattern. Okay, now we're at number 7, the 7th giveaway. This is a pattern from Black Swan, and it is called Serengeti Spirit. This is one that I would still like to stitch someday, but I actually have 2 copies of it. So here is what this one looks like. It's really fun with all these animals around. You'll see the elephant and the lion. There's a goat up here on the hill. We've got a zebra, a giraffe. It's really cool. And then we've got the angel sort of looking over all of those animals. So if you're interested in winning this pattern from Black Swan, Serengeti Spirit, use the keyword lion, L-I-O-N, for that one. Giveaway number 8, we have a chart that I also love, but I just don't know that I'll ever have the time to stitch it. This is a Mirabilia chart, and this is called Day Nymph. Here is what she looks like. She is beautiful. I think she would be a lot of fun to stitch up. I love the colors. And yeah, so if you're interested in winning this Mirabilia chart, Day Nymph, use the keyword fairy, F-A-I-R-Y, and you'll be entered to win that pattern. And the final gift that I have as a giveaway is a $10 gift card to Lindy Stitches. That is actually coming from Steph at Lindy Stitches. She was kind enough to offer that as one of these giveaways this week. So if you're interested in winning the $10 gift card to Lindy Stitches, use the keyword Lindy, L-I-N-D-Y, and you will be entered to win that. So those giveaways are just a little small token of my appreciation for everyone who has been here throughout the couple of years that I've been doing this, and who is part of the 9,000 subscribers. I can't say thank you enough, and this is just a small way that I can give back, and we can all share in the stitchy goodness together. So I hope you enjoyed seeing those giveaways, and come back next week to see who the winners are. Okay, and now that we got all of that out of the way, we're going to jump right into my whips for the week. These are my works in progress, and these are the pieces that I've been able to stitch on a little bit this week, and I've got an update for you. So the first one I'm going to share with you is SAGA. This is from Long Dog Samplers. It's one that you see every week here on this channel, and I've enjoyed seeing it come to life and grow, and I know a lot of you have as well. So this is what SAGA looks like. I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, here's my starting point for SAGA for the week. Let's see how far I'm gonna get on this half arch. You will see it now. And this week I was able to add the full amount of stitches that I try to get in on a weekly basis. So I added 584 stitches. That now puts me at 72.34%. And here is what SAGA looks like now. Wow, it's getting really hard to fit all in the camera. But yeah, here's SAGA. So this is stitched on a 36 count Vintage Country Mocha. I'm using, and that's a fabric by Zweigart, I'm using the Silks For You PR207, which is this beautiful blue color that has slight variegation, but nothing major. And I'm stitching 1 strand of silk over 2 linen threads. So we're gonna zoom in now a little bit and see the part that I was working on. And that is this half arch right here. So I basically, all of my stitches, all the 500 stitches went in the top part of this lighthouse right here. I think I also added this little duck and some of these motifs here, but most of it went in this lighthouse, which I think is looking really cool. The birds are flying around it, the butterflies are flying around it. We do have still a big chunk of stitching down here, but I think it will be close that maybe I will finish this half arch next week. So I decided I'm gonna wait to share the story until next week, because we'll have basically the completed half arch. And I think that will be fun to read the story once you're able to see everything in what they talk about in the story. So come back next week and you will not only hear the giveaway winners, but you'll also hear a SAGA story. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this arch. I think the lighthouse looks really good. I love this little bird, and yeah, I think it's really good. So we are very close to finishing the 4th row of arches, and then we'll jump down to the biggest one and we'll tackle that. But that's the update on SAGA for the week. The next piece I worked on was Little Acorns from Modern Folk Embroidery, and here is what this piece is going to look like. I pulled this out again for my Autumner Sal, hashtag Autumner Sal, and it's when I've basically just been feeling to stitch on autumn pieces, even though we're still in summer. So this definitely was fitting that vibe, and I really do enjoy this piece. So I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week. Okay, here's my starting point for Little Acorns. I'm gonna try to at least finish this deer and maybe get into the center section here. These are all little bees that I forgot to tell you I added last time, but there's a beehive in the center, so we'll see if I get that far or not, but
you'll see it now.
And this week I was able to add 430 stitches, and that puts me at 19.5% on this piece. This is going so much faster than Fruits of Plenty. I think it probably took me about half a year to get to 20% on Fruits of Plenty. I know this is not near that size, it's much smaller, but it's so fun to see progress on this and have a modern folk embroidery piece just kind of be moving along a little quicker. So here is what this looks like. I'm stitching it on a 36 count red cedar linen by Cedar River linen. And I'm using Silks for You again. I'm using Silks for You PR149, which is this beautiful, beautiful tan and brown color that I think looks really good on this fabric. I'm very happy with how it's all turning out. So what did I work on this time? Well, first of all, I did complete this beehive right here. So I think I had a few more bees left to do, and I did the beehive right here. You can see the bees, if I can get it to focus a little bit, you can see the bees have backstitched wings there. And the other thing I did was finish this deer. So the deer is now fully completed. I think I was missing a few legs last time, but now that is completely done. So we are about halfway through the second sort of banner there, or second kind of row. And I'm really enjoying this. I still love it. It's really fun to stitch on. I am still really happy with the silks. I think Silks for You is a little bit fluffier, and so when you get into some of the back stitching, it does sort of blend in a little bit and maybe is not quite as defined as maybe I would have liked, but I think overall the look of the piece is still really working. I really love this color of silk on this fabric, and I think it's a really cool combination that kind of just screams fall to me. I really like it. So that is the update on Little Acorns. And I did want to mention, I just finished watching Jess from Sloan Stitches here on Flosstube, and she was also working on Little Acorns. And if you have not seen her piece yet, definitely go check out her channel. First of all, she has wonderful projects and she's a wonderful person, but she is also doing Little Acorns, and her colorway, she has kind of combined all the fall colors that she loves and is like stitching different motifs in different colors, and it looks amazing. I really, really love it. So go check out her for sure. The next piece I pulled out was the Pride Quaker flag from Vivsters. I'll put a picture up here of what it's going to look like in the end. And yeah, I basically was able to get back to the very first color that I had started on this piece, and that was fun, kind of felt full circle. But I'll put a video in here of where I was when I started the week.
Okay, here's my starting point for the Pride Quaker flag. I'm thinking it's looking really, really good. I actually don't know which color I will work on. Maybe I'll go back up here to the red and finish out that motif, but you will see it now.
And I only worked on this one evening, so not a lot of progress, but I did add 281 stitches, and I don't have the total percentage because it's not fully in markup. There's a lot of stitches that it's over counting, but yeah, 281 stitches, and here is where I got to now. This is stitched on a 40 count Stormy Skies by Fox and Rabbit linen, and I'm using a color conversion that I pulled from Pirate and Robin, just with these like bright, sort of happy Pride colors. And the color that I worked on this week was Fireball. That's this red up here, and I was actually able to finish this first little diamond. So that diamond is fully completed, and then I was able to get a few stitches in over here of the next one, so kind of pulling this over a little bit more. So that is the small but steady update on Pride Quaker flag, and next week I probably will get back to the orange. And I know a number of you have mentioned that I am missing a few stitches right here in this corner, and you are absolutely right. They're not marked off on my chart, so I know I have to get back to them, but hopefully the next time I get this back out for some stitching, I will finish that little section of the orange to kind of complete that off. But I really love the colors on this one. I chose this moodier background to signify not only the fun and happy parts of Pride, but also the harder, more difficult battles that a lot of people went through, and just how much hurt and grief there still is or can be around Pride and our community. But I really do enjoy this, and I think this is a very fun stitch. It almost feels monochromatic when I can just pull one color and just go, go, go. So hopefully this will continue coming out, but that is the update on Pride Quaker flag. The next piece I worked on was my mystery stitch, and that is a mystery full coverage that I'm stitching along with you and revealing it as I go. So if you watched I did post a Stitch With Me video this weekend where I got about 100 and some stitches on this piece. And so if you watched that, you saw some of the progress. I ended up adding a little bit more So I added a total of 230 stitches on this one, and that puts me at 0.095%. Here, I forgot to take a video of where I was when I started, but I can kind of point that out a little bit. So here is where it got to now. So I was basically just working in this next diagonal, if I can work my hand around here. I think I was right underneath these colors here that kind of came into the next motif. So I did a lot of these white stitches here, and then I got down a little bit into her hair and was able to sort of finish kind of the bottom of her hair there. I didn't quite make it to the glove, which I was really hoping I might this weekend, but the glove did not get fully finished yet. So, but the exciting thing about the glove is that it will end in this diagonal. So with this diagonal, we will sort of finish the Cruella motif, which is very exciting. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this piece. I know a lot of you are having fun stitching or guessing along with it. And I'll keep stitching and keep sharing, and we'll see what is revealed next. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. This is stitched on a 25 count Easy Grid Lugana, and I'm using all the called for DMC. I'm using one strand, and I'm doing a full cross. So that is the update on my mystery stitch. Okay, and the final piece I have to share with you is one that came out for my new stitching game that I've been creating and sort of working through. This was called for by my Patreon members. So I had them vote on all of my whips again, and this time, instead of Under the Oaks, which I had been working on for a while, this time Halloween Quaker from Lila Studio was the highest voted piece. And so I pulled out my Halloween Quaker. Here is what this is going to look like in the end. I love these Quakers from Lila Studios. The way she has these different motifs and designs them. It's just a lot of fun to stitch, and I cannot wait to get to the other ones that I have as well. But I will put a video in here of where I was when I started the week.
Okay, here's my starting point for Halloween Quaker. I'm going to be continuing with this little village house scene over here, so we'll see how far I get now.
And this week I added 596 stitches to this piece, which puts it at 65.7%. So this is, other than Saga, this is probably my closest piece to a finish, which is kind of wild, but I don't think I'll finish it this season for Halloween, but I definitely will continue working on it throughout the time, and we'll just see how far I can get. This also was sort of for my autumn or sal, because even though this is more Halloween, it still happens in autumn and counts for the sal as well. But here is what mine is looking like so far. This is stitched on a 40 count Haunted by Seraphim Fabrics, and I'm using the Vicky Clayton silk conversion. I have not said this in a while because I haven't worked with Vicky Clayton silks, but I absolutely love her silks. Every time I come back to a project where I'm using them, they are just incredible. And I really enjoy the whole process of stitching with them. I like the thickness that they are. They really work on 40 count very well. I like the coverage that they get on 40 count, and yeah, just really wonderful silks. So this is what my piece looks like as a whole. I have reached the edges here, so it will not be any wider than this. And I've also reached the bottom down here. So that is going to be the size of the piece, and I'll just have everything else to stitch over here. So what did I work on this time? Well, the main thing that I worked on was this little village scene down here. So I think the last time I had this house completed and maybe this fence, but I didn't have this little house done or either of these trees. So I worked on that first of all, and then I did a few of these tiny little motifs right here to do some of that stitching, and I also added this little gold swirly up here above Happy Halloween. So a few motifs, and then also worked on the village scene. There is one more like sort of double house that goes right here, and I just knew I wasn't gonna have time to finish it this week, so I sort of stopped right there, and I will get back to that. The next time I pull this out, that's the part I'm gonna work on. So hopefully the next time you see this, the whole little village scene will be completed down there. But I really, like I said, I really love this piece. We'll try to do like a little zoom here. Sorry it's so wrinkly, but yeah, these motifs are so much fun, and I'm just having a blast with it. So that is my update on Halloween Quaker for my Patreon members. And those were the whips that I was able to work on this week. So I hope you enjoyed that update. I had a lot of fun working on those projects and sort of feeling the autumn vibes again. today actually was another morning that felt like a glimpse of autumn, and the cooler weather was coming. It wasn't cold this morning, but it was cool, and the sun was out, but it wasn't humid. So it just was giving me those vibes again, that we are getting closer and closer to autumn, and I absolutely love that. So as far as plans go, I will bring out SAGA again this week, and I'll see if I can finish that half arch on the side, so we can read the story with the full completed arch next time. I also am going to continue with my Stitchy game. So part of what I did this week that took away a little bit from my Stitchy time was I worked at sort of revamping the game a lot, and I added some additional elements that I thought would be fun. I have tried to incorporate a way that I'll be able to do whip into shape when that comes around again for my marathon training for the London Marathon. So that's exciting, and all that meant is that the game that I had before, I basically had to restart because I made too many changes for it to kind of transfer over. So I think the game is at a much better place now. I'm having a few people test it out, and I'm going to roll it out to my Patreon members who are wanting to try it soon. And yeah, that's exciting. So for me, it's going to be a fun way to have a rotation and kind of pick different whips and see some progress on them. I'll try to put a picture of what the quests that I have for this week look like, but the two pieces that will be coming out again are Halloween Quaker and then my Whip Go goal, which one of those was for Strawberries Forever. Now I know we're just right at the end of August. I'm hoping I can get that goal done before the 31st. It kind of lined up with the amount of stitches I need for this quest anyway, and so I am really hoping that I can focus on that in the next couple of days here and get those stitches in and check off at least one of the Whip Go boxes. The other box, I don't think I'm going to get to. But those are the two projects that I've got for now, and as I progress further into the game, there'll be more slots available and there'll be more options for me to stitch on as the game kind of goes and grows. And I'll also be earning new starts that hopefully will come my way, and I'll be able to share with you here on the channel what I decide to start and just get going. So. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun for me. I've had a lot of fun actually making the game and working on it, but I also am ready to start the game and kind of enjoy it in that way as well. And yeah, I think that's all the plans I have for the week. The rest of the stitching beyond that will be, maybe I'll work on the Pride Quaker flag a little bit, but I think I'm just going to mostly focus on the game and kind of rotating in and out whips from there as I complete those goals. As far as life goes this week, the past week felt long to me, and I'm pretty sure that is because I was just coming back from a weekend away and on vacation, and then I had to be in the office an extra day for the work, and so the week just felt long. Not in a bad way, just it felt like it was taking a long time. So I was happy when the weekend finally arrived. The weather has definitely been getting nicer in New York, and that meant really good runs. I had a nice 10-mile run in Central Park on Saturday morning, and it was nicer weather, still sort of humid and hot, but like I said, just kind of glimpses of things to come. And yeah, other than that, it was a pretty standard week, working and stitching and doing the things that I love. So I hope you had a wonderful week as well. I hope you are enjoying, like I said, the last few weeks here of summer. I know we're gearing up for Labor Day in a couple of weeks, and so we'll have a longer weekend, which will be really nice. But I hope you're doing well. I hope you are still finding those moments of joy in your week and finding those things that make you happy and you can focus on and just sort of take that time to relax and rest. One thing I started doing with my stitching this week is I've tried to take one evening where I stitch with nothing going on. No TV, no music, no audiobooks, like nothing happening, just me and my stitching. And while I don't know that I want to do that every time I stitch, it has been really fun to just sort of take that time to, think through things or just kind of rest my mind a little bit and just really focus in on the stitching and the joy and the meditation that it brings me. I think that's all I've got for you this week, so I will let you get on to your next Flosstube, but thank you so much for joining me and Winston. He's been sleeping here with his little toy on my lap. But thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful week. Keep running if you're a runner. Always keep stitching, and be kind to whoever you meet on your journey. Bye for now, until the next stitch.